Today we're at the 35th annual Mahoning Valley Old Car Club Cars in the Park here in Boardman Park. What a nice day we have today, 73 degrees, low chance of rain, high chance of some beautiful, beautiful cars. Hi, I'm Rick Gurerra for Armstrong Street Scene. Hey, let's go inside and check it out. With me in charge of secretary and publicity, Dee Tripp from the Mahoning Valley Old Car Club.
Right. Hi, thank you for coming, Armstrong and Street Scene. Appreciate you being here.
We've got a beautiful day for it.
Thank you for bringing the weather, yes. It rained last night, but it's looking good now.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Just perfect temperature, about low 70s.
Not too hot.
Gorgeous. Right.
That's right, that's right.
So Dee, this is what, the 35th annual car show, huh?
Yes,
wow.
35 years we've been doing this, and it keeps growing and growing. Of course the weather helps, but this year I don't have an exact count yet, but we've been averaging between 250, 300 cars, and I think today we're probably on the high end, you know. So it's a great turnout.
You know what, Dee, every year around end of the year, beginning of the year, Greg and I put a schedule together, and Greg threw this one in, and at first I says, we just did that. And I said, you know what? I didn't argue with him. After I thought about it, I said, this is such a nice show. It is such a nice show, comfortable show. It's in the park, and it just, you're talking 300 cars at the most, and the people are nice, old cars. It's just a great show.
Well, it is, and it's a great variety because we have like 24 different classes. So you've got what I consider antiques, the 20s and 30s, and then what the younger folks consider antiques, you know, the 50s and 60s. We've got street rods and, you know, just souped up vehicles and stuff. Just great, yeah.
Very nice.
And we have a Pinewood Derby for the little kids from ages 5 to 16, and they make their own little cars. So we start them out young. We start them out young. In 10 years, these kids will be having cars that are being judged.
Let's hope. They're trying to fall. They're not getting many kids into the sport right now, the hobby right now. But hopefully this will get them into it. You know?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Also, we have a flea market too.
We have a flea market. Yeah, it's a small flea market, and we have about, I think, eight or nine vendors this year. So not a whole lot of vendors, but still a nice turnout. Bake sale, Chinese auction.
We were eating the cookies there before. Oh, they were good.
That's good stuff.
They were good. No calories.
No. We tell them no calories.
So every year you do this show, it's a fundraiser for somebody. Who is it for this year?
This year it's little Caden Perry, and he's 1 year old. But at 4 months, he was diagnosed as with tuberous sclerosis, which is tumors that attach to different organs within your body. And little Caden actually had brain surgery several months ago, and he's doing fine. In fact, with the surgery and the combination of medication, he has been seizure-free for the last couple months. So we're very thankful for that. Actually, every year we pick 3 different children, and we honor one of them at our spring banquet, at our Christmas banquet, and then one here at the car show. And then also on Tuesday night we have a cruise at Austin Town Senior Center. Get to throw that in. And the money we raise there we donate to Hospice of the Valley. So over about the last 10 years we have been able to donate $26,000 to hospice, and over $50,000 to the children in the area. So we're like 70, close to $80,000 over the last 12 years.
So how big of an organization is Mahoning Valley Old Car Club? How many members
we
you
have?
Guys
About 200. We have about 200.
That's a good size.
It is. It's and it's a nice variety in ages too. You know, the young and the old. When they started about 35 years ago, they had like a little over a dozen members. So we have grown. We've grown, and we also participate in various nursing homes too. We'll set up little mini car shows, and the residents love it because especially when they see the antiques, you know, they remember, it brings back memories.
Sure. With me, I have Dick Black with his 1947 Chevy Fleetliner Aero Sedan.
Aero Sedan, that's correct.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yes.
You don't see these too often.
No, not very often. You see a lot of the straight Aero Sedans around, but not with the wood kit on it.
What's the difference?
The wood kit, you mean?
I mean the other one.
It's just plain doesn't have the wood kit on it. Still an Aero Sedan. The body style is the same.
Well, tell me about that kit.
The kit will fit a 47 and 48 Chevrolet Aero Sedan.
Okay.
And that was a dealer installed option.
Okay.
You know, there weren't very many of them put on. Nobody wanted to order a new car, then have about 38 holes drilled into it right away to put the wood on.
Right.
So there wasn't.
So that was a dealer option back then.
That's correct. That's a dealer installed option.
Can you still find those if you wanted to replace it?
The wood kits?
Yeah.
There's rumors that somebody is starting to reproduce them now. I don't know that for a fact, but that's the rumors. You know.
So Dick, how long have you owned this car?
I got this in 2008. I have a 4-door Fleetline with the same color combination, and then I saw this one advertised and I fell in love with it. So,
sure, it's a beauty.
So got it.
It's a beauty. It's a head turner, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, it gets a lot of attention.
Yeah, beautiful front end, and I look at that big bumper and the grill and everything, all chrome. Is that stock all chrome like that?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. We have the driving lights on it. I got the rear bumper tips put on.
Oh, wait a second, the driving lights. I see the driving lights. Do they turn?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
it looks like they turn there.
No,
okay.
no, they don't turn. No.
Okay.
No. They're called driving lights with the white lens. If you had the amber lens, they would call them fog lights.
Okay. I was thinking maybe it was like a Tucker. Remember the Tucker had that one light?
No.
All right, let's talk about this thing a little bit. How about the interior and everything? What's special?
It's all stock.
Okay.
It's all original interior. It has turn signals put on a dealer turn signals.
So this didn't come stock with this. That's an option.
Yes, and you could order it with turn signals. You could have ordered it that way,
Yeah.
you know, but a lot of people put them on.
I thought by this time that they had those stock.
No, not really.
They didn't think much about safety.
No,
back in that
that's
early
right.
years.
And it's got the deluxe heater in it. It's got a dealer accessory umbrella holder, a tissue holder. It's got these vent wing screens put on it.
And what do those do?
Those stop the bugs from coming in. Back then they didn't have air-conditioned cars.
Right.
Well, very rare, you know, very, very rare. So people in hot weather cranked their vent windows clear open, which really pointed it towards the front to scoop in air.
Right.
And these screens would catch the bugs from being thrown in on your wife and you.
That's something simple, pretty neat.
Yeah. So
You said this has a deluxe heater. Is it a deluxe heater? Does it heat pretty good?
yeah, it
Does
does
it?
amazingly
Good.
well. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, amazingly well.
Good.
Yep.
This, So you have this. The interior's all stock in it.
Interior's all stock. Yes, yes. Yep. It's not the whole car is basically stock.
This is a beauty. How about under the hood here? Let's check this one out.
Okay.
Okay, under the hood we got what, a 6-cylinder?
6-cylinder, 216.5. And it's all stock, all original.
How many horsepower?
I think it's 85, if I remember right. I think 85.
Does it move this beast pretty good?
Oh yeah, it runs along. It runs along pretty good on it. Yep. And it's got the 3-speed transmission with the vacuum assist. So you just basically, it takes some of the effort out of shifting. You just kind of guide it into what gear you want, and it just kind of moves itself along.
Manual steering?
Oh yes, no power steering
How's
there.
it to steer?
Yeah.
Tough?
Not too bad, really. I mean, if you're in a parking area, there's no power steering, and it's a little tough. That's why they got the big steering wheels.
Right. You got to go down the club and get the fitness in and start working out a little bit, huh?
Exactly.
Hey, also I noticed that in the old, what is it? The Old Cars Weekly in October.
Yes, they picked this car for the for their 2014 calendar for the month of October.
Wow, that's nice.
So we were kind of surprised at that, really.
Great.
Didn't
What an
expect
honor,
it.
huh? What an honor.
Yeah, it
She's a
is,
beaut.
really.
We have Wayne Sittler here from Columbiana, Ohio, in his 1939 Ford half-ton pickup barn find.
Barn find.
This is a nice barn find, huh?
This is a nice barn find. We have pictures if you want to see them, but it's set 19 years in a wet pole building in a little town in Ohio. But
And how did you find it?
just through a nephew's wife that used to feed the cats on the seat and chase the coons out.
You had a dead coon in here, you said?
There was many dead things. We extinguished everything on the inside. We pitched everything that was left. Yes.
So were you looking for this type of truck when?
No.
No?
Just happened to find. Just happened to find. We weren't looking for a 38 or 39, and this is really, they made not a lot of these in 39. They didn't like the horse collar grill.
Well, they did that again in with the Etzel.
Yes, to a degree they did. So it's you don't see a lot of 38s or 39. So it did end up special. The nice thing, all the parts was here.
What did they basically use these trucks for back then?
Oh, they were farm trucks. Farm trucks originally. This one ended up in Connecticut. It was bought in Connecticut, brought to Ohio by a couple that was retiring, gone to restore it, and the poor man died, and the wife left it set in this pole barn 19 years. But they were used for farm trucks, and eventually this came around to as gasoline stations used to have, instead of wreckers, they had pushers. So it had a big bumper on, and they push cars with it.
Big wooden bumper.
Big wooden bumpers. But it only had 34,000, and it was original, and it very badly rusted, but all the parts were here. It took a 2-year frame-off restoration.
You did it all yourself, I see.
Did it all except
Most
the
of it.
paint. There's a man named Bob Darney that did the paint for me, who now paints for TP Tools. So
you did a nice job, beautiful job. How long ago did you have it painted?
this was done in 2005. I bought it 2003, had it done in middle 2005. I retired. My son-in-law thought that I needed a project because he's into trucks, and so this is what happened.
So you were telling me about the top on this thing, a mess.
The top was you could see out through it. It was rusted so bad. But the nice thing about it, when you buy anything like this, all the parts were here. The headlights were here. The stainless on the grill was all flattened. That all had to be peened out. And of course, it's in parts. You take it down to the frame and then back up and paint it all in parts.
You did a fine job on it. Hey, let's check up on under the hood here. You got that V8 flathead.
V8 flathead. It's just one of Henry Ford's better inventions.
Sure.
It's all one piece, 8-cylinder. He began building it in 1932 and built it through 1953. And so this is an 85 horse.
That's what it says. It's Ford 85 on the.
85 horse, yes. And this is an original engine. The only thing, I got chrome nuts. You'll see the chrome nuts. It's hard to see because they're so far down in there. I put chrome nuts and some chrome pipes, but other than that, it's original.
Okay. What else? You said you personalized it, basically. Stock improved details. What's that?
Let's just say the walnut floor in the bed is, of course, an upgrade. At new, it was old pine boards and had cracks in it. And then we used stainless steel runners to hold them in, and non-exposed bolts. Things like you wanted to try to keep it stock, but you just wanted somewhat to improve the look.
Sure.
So
I also noticed you got a heater in there too. I thought it was a cabinet of some sort. It looked like, maybe keep your little flask in there or something, huh? Or your coffee mug.
That's where my friend that comes with me, he can get down there anytime he wants to. Why don't, you can open the door. You're welcome to open the door. But the heater, yes, is actually out of a 46. I found it brand new in a box. It was so nice, and then we hooked it up. It's from hot water, from your radiator. See, the originals had no heaters. They bought aftermarket gasoline heaters that worked very fine, but they were a touch dangerous too. They could blow up.
So where'd they get the gas from? The gas tank?
From the gas tank.
From the gas tank.
From the gas tank. But that again is not stock, but we improved to where we put a hot water heater in it. we're in a stock class. This is basically a stock track, just like you see around. And in a stock class, you can have a few improvements. So,
well, Wayne, you did a fine job on it. It caught our eyes, and we just had to come and talk to you about it. Thank you for sharing it with us on the street scene.
Thank you very much.
Okay. It seems like I'm always so busy interviewing everybody else. Maybe I should interview myself about my car. Behind me is my '69 Mercury Cougar convertible. This is the first year for the Cougar convertible. '67, '68, they were hardtops. When I bought this a year ago, I went to Michigan to look at it, and I picked it up, bought it, and I did some work on it this winter. I replaced the whole interior on it. The rugs were out of it. I put new rugs in it, the new front seats in it, had the dash all out of it. Put the new steering wheel on it. There was like a mahogany steering wheel on it before, like about 13-inch. It looked like something out of a go-kart. So I got the clock working well. But the main thing why I pulled the dash out of it, because I wanted to change the heater hoses. In order to change the heater hoses, to get to the heater core, everything's underneath the dash, so I had to pull everything out of it. So far it's been a fun car. Let's look under the hood here a little bit. It's got the V8 in it. It's got the 351 4-barrel. Moves, boy. This is a car I might get a little trouble with if I don't watch it. It's just a lot of fun, and it's an eye catcher. You don't see many of these Cougars around anymore, especially the convertibles. You see some of the hard tops, but not many convertibles. I redid the whole trunk. This is stock like this, the plaid trunk. I think it's quite ugly, but this is the way it comes. I almost changed it to the black, like I think the 70-71 had it all black, which I like better, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep it stock. So she's all done. I redid the trunk on it too. I redid a lot of the stuff underneath. Hopefully this winter we can get some more improvements. New rear bumper on it, and I put a new windshield on it. So it's been a nice project. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it. I got Michael Bell here from Newcastle, Pennsylvania, in his 1970 Alfa Romero GT Junior 1300.
That's correct.
How'd you come across this thing?
I actually found this in 2009 when I was stationed in Sigonella, Sicily in the Navy. I didn't purchase a car until February 2012, just shortly before I was ready to come back. It's kind of dangerous having nice cars over there. So,
In what way?
Just people stealing them and getting in accidents.
Oh, okay.
So, but I purchased it just before I left to come back, and the car was imported into the States in November of 2012, and I've been showing it ever since it got into the States.
What made you get this model?
Well, I was stationed over there once before back in 2000, and I owned an Alfa Romeo 7.5, which is similar to the Milano here in the States. and I always loved Alfa Romeos. So I had married a Sicilian, and when we finally ready to go back, I told her that I wanted to find an old classic Alfa Romeo to bring back.
Yeah, it looks good. These are so different. We've been doing the show for 6 years now. I've been doing it 5, and I haven't seen one of these. And I said, oh, we got to check this one out. This is nice. So is this a racer? Did they used to race these?
They used to race what was called a GTA, and it was actually had an aluminum body on it, but it was the exact same body style as this. Now this particular model was never introduced into the States. They had a Giulia up until 1966 that was in the States, and this is off of the Giulia, but they dropped the name and just added GT Junior to it, and Junior being the smaller engine size, 1300 and the 1600 engine.
So this is the 1300.
Correct. This would be the lower end that came out in 1970.
How many horsepower?
It's roughly just under 100 horsepower, but it's got 2 twin Weber carburetors on it, so it's 4 barrels in all, and I can get over 100 miles an hour easy.
You okay with those carburetors?
Oh yeah, they're fine. Actually, I got kind of lucky. Being where I was at in Sicily, it was kind of a small town. Everybody around the town knew the car. I'd seen it in a dealership for a few years. When I took it to somebody to have the carburetors cleaned, he actually said he had worked on the car prior to that.
Because those could be kind of tricky, I know.
Right, yeah. One good way to clean them out is just take it on the highway and open it up.
Open it up. Yeah. Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Hey, how about the inside? What have you done to it?
Now the inside, it's the original color, original material, but it's actually been redone once just because there was a couple of issues with it that I had done. But I did have it also done in Sicily before I brought it back. And the place that I had it done did a phenomenal job on it. Door panels are all original, the headliners original, just the seats and the back dash have been replaced.
So what do you got in here now? You have a 4-speed?
It's a 5-speed.
Yeah, 5-speed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and the car actually comes with disc brakes, 4-wheel disc brakes from the factory.
Back in 70?
Correct, yes.
Wow, that's unusual.
The car handles like it's on rails. I mean, even being a small car like this, it only weighs around 2,200 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to guess about 25.
Right. Yeah. So it's a really light car, and they do race these models in historic racers. Not one that would be done like this, but if I was to find one, I'd like to actually get into doing racing.
Any options in there like air conditioning?
No, there was no air conditioning. If you look at these vents on the side, that would pretty much be the air conditioning that would be on it. So. Yeah. But it does have now that the radio is not hooked up, but it did have a small little radio there in the center.
That's an AM.
Yeah, AM radio, right.
This was designed by Bertoni.
Correct. It was designed by Gruppo Bertoni in Italy, and which is also off. He designed the Ferrari 208, the Lamborghini Countach, Lamborghini Muro, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with.
Right. He did a lot of stuff. I seen the name. I go, my God, this guy's.
Correct. Yeah, he was very famous for doing a lot of real high-end Italian cars, and then branched off to do a lot of concept cars as well. So.
Yeah, this is a beauty. I love it.
Thank you very much. It's the original drivetrain. Engine's never been out of it. It's only been repainted once. I had some rust issues, but they documented everything, and I have the photos and everything from it. But like I said, it's back to the original color, which is grigio indico.
What is it?
Grigio indico. It's an indico gray. Indico gray in English.
I should know that. I'm Italian. So I
speak fluent Italian.
Okay.
But
yeah, absolutely. Let's see what we got going here. 4-cylinder.
Little 4-cylinder, 1.3 liter twin cam. Like I said, with twin 40 series Weber carburetors. That's the air cleaner on that. Actually, if you look on it, it has an I and E. So Inferno, which is winter, and then Estate, which is summer. You can pull that, and if it's cold or not, to bring in different amounts of air to get the engine running better.
Steel block, aluminum block?
It's got, I believe, steel block on it. I think that maybe just the GTAs had aluminum block, but don't quote me on that. I can't tell you for sure. Now the GTAs, another thing that they had, where they were twin spark engines. They actually had two spark plugs to each cylinder, so they were a lot more potent engines than these were. But I mean, it still gets up and goes. Like I said, you're gonna get it up to 100 miles an hour easy.
I'd love to go for a ride in this. In fact, I'd love to take it for a ride, like on the road course, like Mid-Ohio or something like that. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. Hey, Mike, thank you very much for sharing this car with us. It's really nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
From Canterville, Ohio, have Joe connect with me with his 1983 Ferrari 308 GTSI.
That's correct.
This is nice.
Thank you.
You don't look like Tom Selleck, though.
No, I got the hat.
Yeah, you got the hat. You got the car, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get the girls with it, though?
I don't think my wife would appreciate
that. Okay,
that.
that's it. Cut. No, just kidding. Hey, this is really nice. How long have you owned it?
About 7 years. Yeah, I actually found it on eBay about 7 years ago and brought it back. Had a gentleman locally here paint it and put a new interior in it. And that's about it, really.
Stock color?
Stock color, yeah.
This is nice. This is our first Ferrari on here, I think.
Yeah, you don't see too many in the area.
They're too expensive to keep up, I think. You know?
Yeah, if you drive it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I take it to shows. I don't really drive it a lot.
Is it easy to get parts for?
Yeah, there's quite a few places that sell Ferrari aftermarket parts.
So you said you redid the interior, just the seats?
Seats and the carpet. The seats and the carpet was pretty much it. Yeah.
How did it look when you bought off eBay?
The seats were really dirty. They weren't torn so bad, but I tried cleaning them, and the carpet was really stained. And it really cleaned it up when.
Sure. Sometimes you can clean those seats up and they still don't look right. You know, the old leather. But...
Right, and the body, there was no rust on it coming from the West Coast, but it was really faded and a couple of dings. But it turned out I was really happy with the way it turned out.
This is a nice color combo, the red with that tan interior. I really like that. It looks like a real rich car, you know.
Yeah, richer than it is, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a nice one. So when this Ferrari come out, this was basically, is this the lower end of the Ferraris?
Exactly, yeah.
'Cause I remember when Selleck used to drive those and I was into them then. And I said, that was the lower end of them. His was exactly like this.
The only one really I could afford. But
yeah.
Hey,
that's nice. That's nice.
But I tell you, I really like the lines on this car a lot better than some of the higher end Ferraris. I think the styling is really awesome. Farina
design on this.
Yes,
very
it has a signature.
Sure. Very. He's done so much stuff. He's done stuff for a lot of U.S. cars and foreign cars and.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he still living?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. How about the engine? Can we take a look at this engine?
Sure.
Well, we got a 4-valve.
Yeah, it's a Quattro Valvole 4-valve per cylinder, V8, transverse mounted. It's got an early Bosch mechanical fuel injection system.
How do you work on something like that?
Find a good mechanic. I don't do a lot of work myself. I mean, it has a dry sump, so you see somebody asked me, where does the oil? Aren't you making a mess when you change the oil with a filter like that? But it drains because it's a dry sump system.
Okay. So when you take the filter off, there's no oil in it at all.
Right, that's correct. That's correct.
Okay. It looks like it's real easy to change the front plugs on that.
On the front.
Yeah. But boy, all right, where's the back ones at?
Exactly.
This is great. I love it. This is really nice. This is the first time we've had one on, and I love the Italian cars and Italian designs, and you don't see many of them out.
You're watching Armstrong Street Scene.
Okay, today we're at Buckeye Restoration with Nate Miller and Megan, and what are you going to show us today?
Well, what we're going to show you today is here, we use Axo Noble products here, which is a very high-end European paint system. This is one of their new products here for bare steel, and it's called it's a Bond-Right prep, which is like a galvanizing prep, and it comes in little rags here. And what we're going to do is Megan's going to apply this to this fender here, which has been 80 grit down, okay? Even if the fender has E-coat on it from overseas, you have to strip it.
What's the E-coat?
E-coat is a black shipping stuff the Taiwanese put on in their panels. It's all got to come off. I've been to Taiwan several times.
What's that, like an oil or something?
Well, it's a coating for shipping so it doesn't rust. Well, when they paint the parts over there, they're rusty anyway, so you got to strip them and you'll find rust under the E-coat. But what she's going to do here is she's wearing gloves. You never want to touch bare steel with your fingers because the oil, and you get a paint job, and 5 years later it'll show a big hand. Okay, so take this and she's going to wipe it down.
Okay, it'll take up all the oils,
yep,
all the
cleaning it,
impurities, all the sand.
Yeah, you never want to touch the bare steel. And then when this is dry, we'll take it in the paint booth and epoxy it, and then we'll do the bodywork on top of the epoxy.
And when you guys take this all down. You do it all by hand, right?
Yes, all by hand. Some stuff we get media blast. It just depends what we're trying to nail. Look at all the dirt coming off the steel on the rag.
Wow.
So your most important part is having clean steel. All the impurities got to be off the surface.
I see you guys here do mostly Mustangs.
That's what I've been known for. The shop's been known for 15 years. And we've done, in the last 10 years, about 30 National League cars.
Wow. Okay, with me I got Vicki and Keith Owens, the owner of this 68.5 Ford Mustang GT California Special. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Good, good. This is a little different than the ordinary Mustang.
Yes, it was a mid-year package. They only made 3,867 of them, and they kept them all out on the West Coast. Nevada, California, and Arizona.
So why did they make this one? Any special reason?
The sales of the Mustang was starting to drop, and they wanted something to kind of raise the sales, and this is what they come up with. And it's actually off of the Shelby. Shelby come out with two coupes.
So this is based off
the Shelby coupe, but Shelby never went into production with the coupes, and this is what this body style is taken off of.
Oh, I see. So tell me some of the options. So you got a 68 Mustang here, base Mustang, and then they start building on it.
Yes.
What do they put on it?
The California Special package.
Okay.
Considered of the Shelby back end.
The Shelby back end. That's what the tail lights.
Tail lights, trunk lid, pop open gas cap. I gave you the side scoops.
Okay.
The California Special script on the rear quarter. The stripe on the side.
Rims?
Those were an option.
Those were an option.
That didn't come with the California Special package, but they were an option. Deluxe hood with the turn signal indicators in the hood with the hood pins, and the Shelby fog lights in the front.
And what's deleted in the front?
The running pony is deleted on the car.
And why'd they do that? Any special reason?
I have no clue why they deleted it. Just for something different.
Right. And this car comes with air conditioning?
Has factory air, automatic, with a 289 V8.
Okay, and the seats, they're a special seat?
Special comfort weave seat. They're not just plain vinyl, it's a knitted vinyl in the center with the headrest. Headrests were an option in the 68. Yep.
And also you have an overhead?
Has an overhead full-length console on the roof and a full-length console on the floor.
That sounds good. This is really nice. You don't see these too often.
No, you
and
don't.
they only made what?
3,867.
All right. Can we check out the engine here?
Yeah, sure.
So this is nothing built up or anything, right? It's just
Nothing
a regular
built up. It's just a
289.
regular 289.
They didn't put a different cam in them?
No,
or different
they're just a
nothing?
standard 289.
Factory air.
Factory air.
How about the brake? Disc brakes?
Brakes are just drum brakes, all the way around.
Yeah.
Discs were available, but like I said, I was.
So, how long have you owned this now?
I've owned it about 10 years.
What have you done to it?
I detailed it all out. My wife and I reupholstered this interior ourselves.
Those aren't too hard to do, are they?
No, they're
it's
not.
pretty easy. I have a '69 Cougar, and I redid mine, and I was just like,
They're-
I don't know if I want to get it.
It's actually easy.
It's pretty easy, yeah.
After you pinch your fingers a few times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I did everything to this car except for the final paint, and a friend of mine did that for me.
What color is this?
This is called Metal Lark Yellow.
Metal Lark Yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. Did a nice job. Looks like all the bolts you did everything. there,
Yeah,
right?
everything's been detailed.
How's this holding up in value?
It's worth a lot more than what it was when it sold, brand new.
It's probably worth a heck of a lot more than a stock Mustang.
Yes,
like this, too.
I had it appraised for insurance purposes, and it's in for $45,000.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. That's a nice investment.
And when I did buy it and started redoing it, all the undercarriage, steering, drive shaft, it all had the factory paint marks on it yet.
Wow.
It only had 33,000 vehicle miles on it.
You said you got this out of Arizona, right?
The car is from Arizona, but I bought it from a guy who went out and bought it and brought it back to Kentucky, and he didn't have time to monkey with it.
That's where you want to get a car out there.
Yes.
The only thing you got to worry about there is the paint, because
paint,
it gets so
because
dark,
it
120 degrees out there.
It was faded, faded bad.
Yeah, but everything else, you get a good body. That's what you got to work off of.
Exactly.
Like
It's
an
all-
engine, you could always rebuild the engine, but the body, boy, that's the toughest
And
part.
it's all the original sheet metal. It's never been replaced.
You got a beauty. You got a
Thank
beauty.
you. And
How's
it
she
is.
run for you?
Oh, it runs good.
Good?
Yes, it does. And it is actually a Mustang Club of America Grand National Gold Award winner
Wow.
in concourse driven class.
From Toronto, Ohio, right outside of Steubenville, we got Dave Brickler with his '69 Ford Mach 1. This thing's a beast.
It used to be a real beast. When it was a drag car, it was very fast.
This has what? The Super
428 Super Cobra Jet.
Super Cobra Jet engine and a 4-speed close ratio
4-speed transmission and a 430 gear.
We got to show this engine off right off the bat, because
Okay.
this is like the focal point of the whole car.
Right.
Let's open. Can we open up the hood? Sure. Okay. And Dave, you're the original owner.
I bought the car brand new. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I ordered the car.
How much was it brand new?
$4,357.08.
Wow. You can't even buy rims and tires for that much
No,
for this thing
not even
anymore.
close.
So tell me what you got here. What's
This is a big block Ford. It's a 428 cubic inch Super Cobra Jet. And the only difference between the Cobra Jet and the Super Cobra Jet is a little stronger bottom end, different crankshaft, different rods, and they put an engine oil cooler on these Super Cobra Jets.
Okay.
And that was because of the high axle ratio that came in these cars. This was originally a 430 gear car, so you got the Super Cobra Jet engine, which now increases the price of the car by $10,000 or $12,000. The option was $9.87.
Oh, jeez.
A good investment.
Yes, very good investment. Very good. So when you race this car, is that the engine you used?
Same engine, same transmission, same rear end. This car has probably gone down Quaker City drag strip in excess of 500 times.
How fast have you had it? What's the fastest speed?
The fastest ET this car ever ran was an 1188 with 115 plus miles an hour, and that was in 1976,
Right.
which was considered pretty quick in those days.
Right.
Today, there's a lot of street cars here that can do that speed.
Yeah, all the family cars can do that.
Right.
This is a beast, boy. The Super Cobra Jet. My God. This is nice. And what have you done to it since you've had it now? I see you had it was when you raced it was blue.
I did. When I bought the car, it looked like this. In 1972, not to bore you, in 1972, the state of Ohio gave a bonus to Vietnam veterans, which I am one, $200.
But that was good money back in '72.
So I thought, I'm racing the car, it's red, I think I'm going to make it into a race car. I had it painted blue for $200.
For $200?
Yeah.
Earl Schrod.
Yeah, took everything off. I made a race car out of it. I raced it all during the 70s. And then when I got tired of racing it, started doing some other things, I put it in the garage for 20 years. And it sat there and sat there until I finally decided to have it restored. It was
That's what
restored.
happened. You raised a family and everything and
Right.
all that. This and
It was restored by a professional out in Columbus, Ohio, Rick Parker, at Signature Auto, 10 years ago. So
What color red is this?
this is called Candy Apple Red. That's what Ford calls it.
Is this lacquer or like a
The original paint was lacquer. This paint is base coat clear coat.
Okay.
Right.
Which is good. If you still put this in the show, they still recognize it and they won't knock you off for it, right?
No.
right.
No. The best show I ever had this car in was a couple of years ago up here north of Youngstown at the Mustang Club of America Grand Nationals. And although the car is not perfect, like I told you, there's no smog on it, different small things on it.
Why'd you take the smog off?
Well, the smog pump sat in front of the passenger side cylinder head. From there was lines that ran across each one of the exhaust ports on the side of the engine, which made it almost impossible to change spark plugs. So when the car was restored, we debated putting it all back to perfectly original. I didn't want the smog on it because it's just a pain.
It kills the power too. Big time.
It just didn't look nice.
Right.
And again, I didn't have this car restored for prizes or shows.
Right.
I did it because I wanted it the way I wanted it. So
It looks good. Hey, so when you ordered this car, did it come just like this? Could you get options on
No,
it,
it's
or
all
was
kind
it just?
you sat in the Ford dealership and you checked off a box of what you wanted. I wanted Cobra-Jet engine. I wanted a special rear end.
Right.
I wanted an AM 8-track
Ooh, I see
radio,
that. Wow,
which was a
man.
big deal in those days.
Yeah, it sure was.
And power steering,
Uh-huh.
which is no longer on it. I took it off when I was racing.
Uh-huh.
And tinted glass. You ordered all these little check boxes.
Right.
And they ordered the car October the 5th, 1968. And the car wasn't delivered to me until January the 9th, 1969.
Dave, what's special in the interior? Anything special in the interior?
The interior is bone stock,
Okay.
all original except for the carpeting and the dash pad.
Uh-huh.
The dash pad would be original, except for when I was racing it, I had a big old tachometer mounted right on top of it, and it dented it. But other than that, original seats, everything's original on the inside.
Looks good. Did a nice job on it.
Every other 69 Mach 1 I've ever seen, this tape stripe across the back has Mach 1 embossed in the stripe. And you see the paint through it.
Right.
And this car was delivered because it's an ordered car, it didn't have it.
Oh.
I had a heck of a time having somebody make me these stripes without the Mach 1, because all the
okay.
reproduction stripe kits had the Mach 1.
Right. All the way from Oil City, PA, almost a couple-hour drive, we got Terry Carson in his 37 Willys coupe.
Yep.
Pretty nice, real nice.
Thank you.
Well, how long have you owned this?
23 years maybe.
What was it like when you got it?
It was a pretty good car. I mean, it was real solid body, no rust or anything on it. It was a drag car, and of course I had to make it street legal again and everything.
This is street legal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marginally,
yeah, I was
kinda.
gonna say. Okay.
Yeah, we drive it.
So you don't see many Willys, and they're all souped up like this too. You see a lot of them souped up, the ones you do see.
Yeah, you see a lot of fiberglass ones, but this is steel.
This is all steel.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start from the front, okay? There's so much to see on this thing. And what have you done here?
Basically, the sheet metal is all stock. You know, the lights are a little different than what the 40 styles were, but I added holes to the front here to get a little more air to cool it. It seems to run pretty cool now. And it's a Dart block 400 cubic inch. It's supposedly, I haven't had it dynoed yet. I'm getting a chassis dynoed here in a couple weeks, but it's going to make like 700, 750 horsepower, hopefully.
That's nice.
And everything, this motor here, everything's brand new except for the blower. So it's, actually there's about 5 or 6 miles on it right now, so I just got it out.
You told me you have your own speed shop?
I have a street rod shop, I build street rods and muscle cars and restorations and stuff.
This is your showpiece then?
Yeah, this is my,
sure.
Yeah,
it's a beaut.
Well, I'd say free advertising, but it wasn't free, you know.
Right.
But I had Big Dog Fabrication out of Stowe, Ohio, built me new stainless steel headers and side pipes and everything. I did a beautiful job on them. Makes the car look a little more finished than what it was before from what I had on it. But
how about the paint job?
Paint job, I did it all myself in my shop. It's just a lot of block sanding and more block sanding.
It's black.
It's black.
It's black. Base clear coat. Right?
Base clear. Yeah, I use all DuPont products on it and everything. I put suicide doors on it, make the doors open up backwards.
Very nice. Get in easier, and that's nice.
Yeah, it is a little easier to get in, but actually I had one of the doors come open on the drag strip one time.
Oh, that's no good.
And wrapped it right back around the car.
Wow.
We got her fixed up again.
So what have you done in the interior?
Interior, it's got Kirky racing seats in it, and of course complete custom interior, the smooth one-piece headliner in it.
Who did all that work for you?
Mark Davis at Portage Trim. They did a beautiful job on all their stuff over there.
Who designed it? Did you design all this?
I just basically, I let the baker bake the cake, and you know, I mean, you specialize in what you. I took it over. I said I want red interior. Call me when it's done. You know,
that's what he did.
And did a beautiful job on these emblems on the door panels and stuff like that. And that's all his doing.
Gauges and everything, and
gauges, all Stuart Warner gauges, and just the bare necessities. You know, there's no radio or nothing like that.
What kind of front suspension you have in this?
It's a Mustang 2 front suspension. It's got adjustable coilover shocks in the front and the rear also.
Tranny?
It's a Doug Nash Pro Shifted 5-speed tranny. The Pro Shifted deal is you don't have to use a clutch when you shift. You just power shift it, you know, like the old crash boxes back in the 60s and stuff. So.
Have you had this on the race course lately?
I haven't this year. I did last 3 years. I've raced it some. I don't race it, you know. I mean, I just go have fun. You know.
How fast you up to?
It was running 11 flat last year. When this is all new motor, so I hope to get down into the mid-10s and I'll be done. That's how fast I want to go with it. But
it's a looker.
Well, thank you very much.
And how about the rear end and everything?
It's a competition engineering 4-link back half with, of course, it's got coilover shocks and a fabricated rear end housing with Detroit locker, 456 gears and Mosier axles.
Mickey Thompson tires on it. How big are those?
They're 21.5 inch wide by 31 tall.
Yikes. Massive tire.
Yeah, that's the biggest tire they make actually that you can get.
How was it driving down from Oil City?
I carried it on a trailer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, the trailer queen.
Yeah.
No, I do drive it, but long trips like this, it's just not feasible.
You're talking probably a couple hours.
Yeah, I'd have to stop 3 times for gas, you know.
Yeah, how big of a gas tank you got? About 50 gallons?
No, it's got a 23-gallon tank in it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a custom-made fuel cell.
You said you were featured in a magazine?
Yeah, Gas Reward magazine did it.
Can you take a look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Where are we at here?
I can get it up there. Maybe I'll find the page.
So this is considered a gasser then?
Well, it was
really,
when I
yeah.
got it. A gasser is
Okay.
a straight axle front end with the big tires sticking way out the back and everything. And when I got
They
it,
are here.
yeah, when I got it, gassers weren't the rage. And if I was doing it over again today, I would make a
Yeah, the
gasser.
They're I noticed that they're hitting the scene all around. The gassers are coming back,
Yeah,
and I wasn't
definitely.
familiar with them that much growing up. When I was real little, the gassers were big, and then in the '60s and stuff like that. And now I see they're coming back, and they're pretty neat to look at.
Yeah, they have like the gasser reunions all over the country. All these guys get together and do it. It's pretty neat. I mean, you get to go see all the old stuff the way it was, and it's all period correct. They won't let you run centerline wheels. They won't let you run fancy graphics. It's all got to be period correct stuff, you know, which I don't run in the gasser war deal. I just go and run in the hot rod class is what I run in. But
this is the beaut. With me I have Rye Dalton with his 41 Cadillac 4-door convertible Series 62.
Correct.
This thing is beautiful.
It's original, restored to original look right out of the factory, basically.
This is a big car.
Repainted, re-chromed, and yeah, it's very nice condition.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Tell me about it. This is just, I love it. We've seen you coming in, and wow, look at that thing. It just popped, you know.
Well, I've been looking at old cars for a long, long time, and saw this one advertised in a magazine called Old Cars Weekly, and it was at an Ohio area code, and I talked to the owner and went down to see it, and bought it from him within a period of a couple of weeks.
Where's it from?
Mansfield, Ohio.
Mansfield, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Did you drive it home or have it?
Oh, no. No, it came in a box van. It was delivered to the house and unloaded at my residence. We had to have some engine work done on it after I bought it, and took a couple of months to do that. So now it's back to perfect condition, and really have fun with it.
Great.
13 grandchildren love this car.
Oh yeah, you can put half of them in here.
That's right. You know? And there's no airbag, so they say I can ride in the front seat. Oh yeah, I'm loving riding in the front seat.
Let's go over this car. It's just a beaut. Tell me some stuff.
There were 400 of them manufactured in '41.
That's it.
And,
400 convertibles.
Close as 4-door convertibles.
4-door convertibles. Okay.
400 4-door convertibles, and I think there's somewhere around 10% of them still survive. What condition, I don't know, but I expect they're, for the most part, operable condition. So
I was expecting like a movie star owned this car back in the 40s. It looks like something a movie star would own, or a politician or something like that.
I don't know the original owner other than his name, and he was from Connecticut.
So you bought this off the original family?
No. The original family sold it to a gentleman in Mansfield, Ohio, and I bought it from him. But he'd been trying to buy the car for 25 years.
Oh, okay.
And the family said, no, we're not selling it. And eventually the son who owned the car called him up and said, okay, I can no longer manage this car. You still want it? And he bought it. So I'm the third owner of the vehicle, basically.
Wow, what a beauty. What do we got in the interior here? This thing pops, everything about it. This leather interior.
It's original leather.
This is original.
No, this is the original color of the leather. It's been reupholstered, and I can't speak to the carpeting in it. May have been brand new carpeting also, but
it's got a radio.
It has a radio. It doesn't have a heater. This is a summertime car only. It came. They didn't pick up the heater option when they purchased the car, so you roll the windows down and drive it.
Right. Got some gauges on here and everything. Was it 3-speed?
It's a 3-speed stick shift. Yes.
Push button starter, I see.
It's got a push button start on it. It does. Yeah.
Wow, this is pretty nice.
So the gauges work on it. The speedometer works. The clock works. So it's pretty much as you see it. And,
Split windshield? That's nice. I like the way they have
yes,
that.
yes, that is nice.
Very
yeah.
nice. What are we sporting underneath the hood here, Rye?
It's a flathead V8. This engine was used by Cadillac from 1937 through 1947 on all their Series 62 automobiles, and it's a great engine, and they've wanted to keep it, I guess, all those years. You can see the black disc there in the firewall.
Oh,
that's where the heater would go if they'd have bought the heater option, which they omitted. So
Just a summer car then, huh?
strictly a summer car. And,
How many horsepower are you pushing here?
it's about 150 horsepower, 346 cubic inches.
What do you think this thing weighs?
It'll start with a 4.
Hell yeah, it's up there. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
monster of a car.
It's not exactly thin gauge material on it, so just picking up the hood alone almost takes 2 men and a young boy.
Right, this is a tank. What a beautiful car. How's she drive for you? She drive like a Cadillac?
It drives like a Cadillac should. It does. It drives effortlessly and quietly. You don't hear any gear noises with it, and it shifts very smoothly. And, fun car to drive.
We spent the day today at the Boardman Park, the Green Oasis at the Mahoning Valley Old Car Club's 35th annual car show. What a great day. Temperature was perfect, the cars were perfect, and we had a wonderful time. For Armstrong Cable, I am Rick Gurerra. I'll see you down the road.